Now at 10, the state of Missouri requests an execution date for a man convicted of raping and killing a child in Newton County. Plus, residents of a burned Joplin apartment building find shelter during their recovery. And a message for the 4 states on this National Month of Hope.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Missouri Attorney General requests an execution date for a convicted child killer in southwest Missouri. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. 16 years after the death of Rowan Ford, the AG's office takes steps to move forward with the execution now of Christopher Collings. In November of 2007, Collings abducted, raped, and murdered 9-year-old Rowan Ford from Stella, Missouri in Newton County. He later threw her body in a sinkhole known as Fox Cave near Powell, Missouri in McDonald County. Court records show Collings burned the rope he used to strangle Ford, the blood-stained clothing he wore during the attack, and his blood-stained mattress. Collings eventually confessed to authorities. By 2012, the case had moved to Phelps County, where a jury brought in from Platte County convicted Collings and sentenced him to death. Ford's stepfather, David Spears, was also charged with murder and rape in the case, but pleaded guilty to reduced charges of child endangerment and hindering prosecution. Authorities in Pittsburgh charge a man they say broke into a home armed with a knife. Happened yesterday around 5:15 p.m. in the 900 block of East 8th Street. Police responded to a call about a man breaking into a home, and when they arrived, the homeowner was outside, told them the suspect was still inside. Officers went in and they arrested 25-year-old Zach Camplin of Pittsburgh. He's charged with aggravated assault, criminal threat, and criminal damage to property. It's going to get chilly tonight. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, another cold night for us tonight. Temperatures near freezing, even a little bit cooler than what we saw this morning, 36 degrees. 62 was our high, closer to our average high. I think we'll be right around our average as we get into Friday afternoon. But it looks pretty good. We're still sitting mid to upper 40s. Traffic looks good. It's dry across the region. Upper 40s to near 50 degrees. But we are going to slide back later on tonight. Also, the winds have decreased just a little bit. Frost advisory in effect into the morning hours, Missouri. Also the Kansas side, as our temperatures will slowly drop back as we go through the evening hours. But again, we're going to see clear skies. We're going to have sunny skies once again tomorrow. I think our overnight low down to about 34 degrees. Thunderstorms for the weekend. We're going to look at your eclipse forecast as well here in just a bit.
See you soon. Some residents of the Joplin apartment building that burned overnight are now in a temporary shelter. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt. That fire broke out at the North Park Apartments on East Newman Road just before 10 last night. 6 out of 24 apartments were damaged. Firefighters evacuated 38 occupants out of that 3-story structure.
Like stressed out in the beginning, because everybody was just drilling, rushing, people running around. It was just very crowded, and people crying because they thinking my mom's in a fire. So I had to warn people that everybody was safe and stuff like that. Just trying to get everybody comfortable.
State Fire Marshal is investigating the cause of that fire. Authorities tell us they're looking at the possibility that it was sparked by an electrical malfunction. Community members came together in Fort Scott at the National Cemetery today to recognize and remember those who've served our country. The University of Central Missouri, along with several local secondary educators, worked to research and create biographies about underrepresented veterans from the Civil War and World War II. Those who attended were separated into 4 groups, and each group was assigned a soldier.
Well, I think that a lot of our youth today don't really realize the sacrifices that were made for us to have the freedoms that we have, and that any chance we get to kind of share that message with them is an important message to send.
The Fort Scott National Cemetery is open to the public every day from dawn to dusk. PSU hosted actor Rainn Wilson, best known as Dwight Schrute in the TV show The Office, as part of the H. Lee Scott speaking series this evening. The author, producer, and philanthropist spoke about truth, identity, and purpose. He also participated on a panel with more than 15 students.
I'm fortunate because college students tend to love The Office and really respond to Dwight and stuff like that. So And you know, the things I'm interested in, I feel like a lot of college students can relate to.
It was a sold-out event. More than 1,000 people attended. Now, in his talk tonight, Rainn Wilson also spoke about hope. April is National Month of Hope, which celebrates the power of that feeling. Some four-staters know exactly how hope can be encouraging, especially when dealing with life's ups and downs. KOIM's Fernanda Silva has their story.
Hope is what keeps you going every day.
Sharon Clark had to learn the hard way how important it is to cultivate the feeling of hope.
During your cancer journey, you do want to just give up. You just feel terrible and you think, why go through this?
Clark had to deal with the diagnosis and treatment twice. The first one came when she was 27 years old and pregnant. She chose not to give up on herself or her baby.
That tells me a lot about your hope, how you're very hopeful that things were going to work out for you and for your kid.
Yes, there is hope, and in the end, it was worth every bad day I had. We only get one shot at life.
Clark started advocating not only for the early detection of cancer with the 4 states Hope for You Breast Cancer Foundation, but also for the feeling carried in the name of the organization where she is the president. Clark is joined by actor Rainn Wilson in the mission of spreading hope. They don't work together, their audience and reach are different, but their message is similar.
Get young people kind of thinking on maybe on a slightly different level, on a little deeper level, and a little inspiration, a little cajoling, a little laughter along the way. It's one of my favorite activities.
Wilson uses his platform to talk about the pursuit of happiness, among many other things.
People are interested in me for Dwight, and that opens doors for me to be able to speak about other stuff that I'm really passionate about, like mental health and spirituality.
A famous person has so many avenues to be a platform for hope.
A feeling that can take people further.
As long as you have hope, I think anything's possible.
Fernanda Silva, KOIM News.
To learn more about Hope for You, go to our website, koimnewsnow.com. Blue Valley North takes on Fort Scott in the first game of the Adam LaRoche tournament. John's going to have highlights from that game and more coming up later in sports. But up first, an Oklahoma resident wants to warn others about a scam that could cost people their homes.
Your laundry, then you should be thinking speed.
It's a scam we're seeing more and more. Thieves trying to steal homes from their rightful owners. It's happening to one family in Oklahoma who wonder how this scenario is even possible. Deanne Stein has details.
Quick claim deeds, a couple of signatures that are notarized, then dropped off at the clerk's office. It's not an illegal document until it is.
I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not us.
That's what Dada discovered on his deed after he received an eviction notice.
I went to the county assessor's website. Believe it or not, it had that guy's name as the owner.
Documents show that guy filed the quick claim deed and is now the sole owner, buying the home for $10 plus a filing fee.
He took over my home for $28.
But it's fraudulent. The notary's license revoked. Even the signatures don't match.
Someone with a stroke of a pen, no one checks it, and the home is gone.
All the while, Dada is still making the mortgage payments.
How is this possible?
Jason Nelson with the clerk's office says the office is limited in what it can do.
We're not document examiners. We're not trained to do that, and the statute doesn't allow us to do that.
But over the past year, the office has put in some safeguards, checking notary statuses and following up on tips.
At the end of the day, if you've got a clever enough criminal, they're probably going to get away with it for a while.
Until homeowners like Dada learn otherwise.
Please, everyone in Oklahoma who owns a property, check your property deed now.
Now, that county is one county that does participate in the property fraud alert, but many others do not. If you live in a county that does not participate but would like to see that change, you can go to our website, koimnewsnow.com, for more information. You can also reach out to your local county land records office. A little bit later, the Gorillas step up to the plate for their chance to advance in the Adam LaRoche tournament. John's going to have highlights from that game and a lot more coming up in sports.
Plus, it's going to be another frosty night for us tonight, but we do start to warm up. We're going to look at that coming up.
Till Celebration Eclipse Viewing Party at the
Well, of course, warmer for us today as we did go into low to mid 60s for afternoon highs, which is good. And we're going to continue to warm up a bit over the next couple days. Outside right now, here's a nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo's just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, frost advisory in effect for us tonight. We've had 3 nights in a row close to freezing. And this is on the Missouri and also the Kansas side. After this point in time, here in about a week and a half, we may push frost and then we're done. So we're getting very close to that. But you can see temperatures tonight, they drop back 33, 34, 35 degrees. So it is going to be a frosty start. Not right now. We're sitting upper 40s to near 50 degrees across the region. Let's go outside. Here's 7th. Here's range line 48. Winds are near calm now. It's been breezy the past couple days, but they've been calming down over the past couple hours, which is great. We have clear skies. There's not much going on across the Central Plains. Storm system from a few days ago rotating away from us. We've had this flow out of Canada, which ushers in that cooler air, but now we're getting under a ridge of high pressure, helping us warm up. And then here's our next storm system, which will affect us by Saturday night. All right, so let's walk through time. Tonight, again, 33, 34, some mid and upper level clouds stream through tomorrow, near 60 by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, pretty good. 66 in Carthage, 68 in Miami, Parsons up to 68 degrees. Tomorrow night, clouds push through, not near as cold, 45, 46, 47 degrees. And then look at this on Saturday, it's going to be very windy, but we warm into the mid 70s. But it's Saturday evening, we have to keep our eyes in our western counties. Thunderstorms will start to develop. Here's 8 p.m. Drive east. Some of these could be strong to low grade severe. So near that Kansas, Missouri state line by about 9 or 10 p.m. They should all be in southwestern Missouri by 11 or midnight and then gone by about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And then Sunday shapes up to be a pretty good day. But with it, we're a level 1 out of 5 for a severe threat. If we had severe weather, the timing would be 7 p.m. to midnight, and the main threats would be hail and wind, but I'm going to keep all the threats on the low side. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. All right, 35 to start, 59 by noon, high temp, 67 degrees, and of course, Monday is the solar eclipse. So it's when the moon gets in between the earth and the sun, so it blocks out the sun, especially when you are in totality. Now, our region is about 90 to 93%, pretty close, but not totality. Totality is just to our south and to our east, and we are going to have to watch this because as we get into Monday, a storm system is going to roll in, clouds will start to increase. So once we get to Monday early afternoon, if you want to travel to totality, we're hoping there's not a ton of clouds. It's not looking the best right now, but we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. 67 on Friday, 75 Saturday, 70 on Sunday. Some showers roll in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week.
Yeah, the timing of that cloud cover and the density of it's going to make all the difference.
Yep.
Place to place. Thanks, Doug. Freeman Hospital in Neosho, Missouri is providing a life-saving screening to women free of charge. Women can get free mammograms at the hospital tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Free screenings are provided by the Helping Friends Mammogram Fund, which also provides free screenings every year at the Freeman Women's Center in Joplin. This is the first year it's been provided at the Neosho campus. Allen Community College in Iola today kicked off its annual Aggie Days event. It showcases the school's agriculture program and features plenty of opportunities for learning. The day includes a variety of competitions, cover everything from livestock judging to nursery landscaping and a lot more. It's also just a proud tradition in Allen County.
can't tell you really when Aggie Days started, but I remember coming to Aggie Days as a student and as a 4-H member way back in the 80s. So it's been going on for a long time. It's a tradition that Alan is proud of, that we have students come here every day, and we spend a lot of time preparing for it.
Event organizers say the day drew close to 700 students to the campus for agriculture career activities. Still ahead, Fort Scott and Pittsburgh baseball play in the Adam LaRose tournament, and Frontenac and Colgan softball meet for the first time this season. John Dales has highlights from those games and a lot more. It's coming up next.
Severe weather can happen any time of year.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. The NBA regular season is quickly wrapping up, so it's our second to last Thunder Thursday here on KOAM. The Thunder have just 6 games remaining in their 2023-24 regular season. They're coming off a 35-point blowout loss to the league-leading Celtics over in Boston. OKC was without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams in that one. The Thunder are in 3rd place in the Western Conference now, a game behind Denver and Minnesota. Tomorrow night is one of your last chances to watch the Thunder on our airwaves. OKC visits the Pacers. Tip-off is scheduled for 6. Pre-game on Fox 14 starts at 5:30. And wrestling fans, you can see WWE SmackDown in its entirety following our Fox Newscast. Over to high school softball. 2 of the best programs in Southeast Kansas in recent years are Colgan and Frontenac. Today, they play a doubleheader. A couple of CNC rivals go head-to-head. Frontenac hosting Colgan. In the circle for the Raiders is Avery Johnson, and she was on her game. She gets a swing and a miss in the second. Next batter also goes down swinging. Then Johnson finishes off the inning with another strikeout. She strikes out the first 5 hitters she faces. Bottom of the first, Frontenac up 1-0. Tenley Sullivan goes to the opposite field. That's a hit, and 2 runs come in to score. Frontenac up 3-0. Now to the bottom of the 4th, Raiders up 6-0. Abby Beeman hits this ball into center field. That's an RBI single. Raiders up 7-0. Now to the 6th, Annie Lee drives this ball deep to right field. That clears the fence for a solo home run. Frontenac beats Colgan in Game 1, 8-0. We go ahead to Game 2 of the doubleheader. Colgan trying to force the split. Bottom of the first, Raiders up 1-0, and Tenley Sullivan stays hot. She drives this ball into the gap. 2 runs score. It's an RBI, and it's 3-0 Frontenac. Later in that inning, Bella Escaino gets the swing and a miss strikeout to end the first. We go to the bottom of the second now. Frontenac up 7-0. It's Sullivan again, popping this one up. It's a tough play to make just outside the infield. That drops down. It's another pair of RBIs. Once again in the circle, Avery Johnson continues to get hitters to swing and miss. Next batter after that one caught looking for the strikeout. Then more of the same. Johnson finishes off the 4th inning with an easy ground out. Frontenac beats Colgan 14-0 in Game 2. Raiders complete the sweep of the Panthers. Over in Fort Scott, the 2024 Adam LaRoche Varsity Baseball Tournament begins this afternoon. It runs through the weekend into Saturday. First game of the tournament, Blue Valley North takes on Fort Scott. Tigers in an early 3-0 hole. Starting pitcher Dub Chipman, though, with a great pickoff move over to second base. That gets the runner out. Now to the bottom of the 3rd, Fort Scott breaks through at the plate. Rocco Lofredo laces this pitch into left field. That brings in a run. Score's now 3-2, Tigers trailing. Next batter is Lennox Van. He hits it sharply into right field. 2 more Tigers come in to score. Fort Scott scores 6 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now to the 5th, Tigers keep the line moving. Kanan Brown connects, drives this one into deep left center that drops down. Another run comes in to score. 7-3 Tigers. Same inning, Colton Rogers joins the hit parade. He lines into center field. That's an RBI single. Fort Scott emphatically snaps its losing streak. Tigers beat Blue Valley North 10-3. They advance to the tournament semifinals. Game number 2 of the afternoon, Pittsburgh baseball taking on Tonganoxie. Top of the first inning, runners on first and second and a ground ball over to third. Bo Pastor gloves it, steps on the bag, throws over to first for the double play. Bottom one now, Grant O'Doherty lays down a bunt with a runner on. The throw to first gets away. That means the run scores. The game's tied at 1. O'Doherty gets to second. Later in the inning, off a passed ball, the Purple Dragons continue to run the bases excellently. O'Doherty scores, PHS in front. Third inning now, runners on first and second, and Jacob Linehan reaches on a liner into left field. That loads the bases. Next batter, Weston Rink hits a bloop into shallow center. Quentin Fears comes in to score. Purple Dragons win 6-5. They advance to play Fort Scott in the winners bracket semis. That's a look at sports. We'll be back after this.
The music that defined a generation.
Hey, toss the dough, shred the cheese, preheat the oven, or maybe you could just go to your local Chicago-style pizzeria, because tomorrow is National Deep Dish Pizza Day. It's observed every year on April 5th, specifically Deep Dish Pizza Day. It's one that a lot of people like most, I suppose, some maybe thin and crispy, but whatever. If you're looking for an excuse for pizza tomorrow, I have just delivered you one. You are welcome.
I'm trying to think who has deep dish around here. I guess a shameless plug. I know Gusano's does.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm sure they appreciate that.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, and they have good pizza.
They do.
So I'll say that. Okay. Going to be cold tonight.
Yeah, another frosty night. Temperatures 33, 34 degrees for an overnight low. As we get into tomorrow, high temperature is going to be 66 degrees, 75 on Saturday. Some overnight storms.
Quick sports note.
Pittsburgh baseball beats Fort Scott in that semifinal. Purple Dragons play for the championship Saturday.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Closed captioning on